is located in the Atlantic Ocean. Whoa. So we've got Unova. What the hell is this? That's not a Lola. Isn't a Lola over here?
Hi, that's me. I'm the dumbass who couldn't distinguish between Hawaii and the Caribbean. I'm a stupid Spanish person and I was critically unaware. Come on, how was I supposed to know that Hawaii was that far away from the rest of the US? Why not bring it a little closer to the mainland to make it just a tad more obvious? And I thought I was smart when I left out all the TikTok videos of Americans failing basic geography. Karma has come to get me and my own hubris has betrayed me. Anyway, hi, I'm Dream. No, not that one. I'm the one who knows more about Pokemon than the real world. I haven't even seen the sun in years. I'm like Satan, trapped in the 9th circle of hell, except my hell is being a fan of this franchise, and the only thing I'm buried under is a pile of merchandise and debt. Before I keep bombarding my friends with insane theories and I get taken to a mental asylum, I've decided to start using this channel for the evil purposes it was made for. The new Pokemon Presents had some new information regarding the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLCs, and I decided I could use this chance to connect what little we know about the games in order to try to predict what will be in the Teal masks together. It's all just a theory. A Pokemon! Shut up. But I think speculation and discussion is one of the most fun parts about the weeks leading up to a release. And if I get it right, Titi owes me an apology. So, let's put our Flat Earth Truther hats on and let's get right into the theories. Shit, empathy, I'm sorry, please don't sue. For part 1 of the DLC, the Teal Mask, one of the things that the trailer has focused on is the characters of Kieran and Ogerpon. After showing us the landscape of the region, we get to see some of the interactions between the player and Kieran. As the trailer goes on though, we see that the way the player interacts with him changes. At first, we see that Kieran is a little bit shy towards the player. We also saw this in the first trailer of the DLCs where Kieran stutters and hides behind Carmine while she gets to battle with the player. The first trailer even shows us that Kieran mostly stays in the background, cheering for his sister while she does all the battling. However, the second trailer went a step further. We see that after the initial shyness that Kieran has towards the player, he starts bonding with us and even starts to consider the idea of being friends with us. I think the wording of the sentence is very important. Kieran says that the word friends makes him feel tingly and funny, which is a pair of words I hope no one ever uses in the context of being friends with me. They're obviously trying to portray Kieran as a lonely character who doesn't really get along with many people, and it's probably the case that one of the only people that Kieran gets along with is his own sister. That's why hearing the word friends makes him feel like that, because it's not something that Kieran is used to. But then, this stupid cave appears and ruins everything. I'll get into why for a second, put it on the board for now. After this, we see a scene of the player character and Carmine talking. It might seem like this scene has absolutely no meaning whatsoever, but the way this scene is framed is very revealing towards the evolution of Kieran's character as the TLC progresses. We see in this frame that our character and Carmine are pretty close, while Kieran seems to be separate from the conversation. The way our character has their back towards him makes a stronger point towards him not being a part of this. Kieran mostly just observes this conversation from the outside. This is further supported by the next scene shown. Here, Kieran shows some jealousy. We can assume that the he Kieran is talking about here is the player character, considering the trailer has been using the male player character and that, as we have established, Kieran mostly doesn't get along with other people. Therefore, it's implied that he's jealous over the fact that the player character and Carmine are spending a lot of time together and that he feels left out. Remember that a few scenes ago he seemed excited and surprised over getting to call someone else a friend, and then he started feeling left out. There's a lot of reasons why he could be feeling like this. Maybe after not having a lot of friends for a long time, he feels scared that you will leave once the Festival of Mask is over and they won't have time to hang out with you. Or maybe he's used to always being with Carmine and you appearing has suddenly made him feel like there's something between them. It could be both too. Regardless of what it is, the next frame makes it clear that he feels alienated. He listens in on you both again, except this time it's Carmine who has her back towards him, and the distance is much more noticeable. After some more screens of the Festival of Masks, we get a scene of Kieran battling the player character. It's very important to notice that Kieran has stopped smiling completely from this point onward. In fact, when he loses the battle against us, we see that he clenches his fists in frustration, and the next scene has him turning his back against the camera. Oh my god, actual symbolism in a Game Freak trailer, I swear I'm not insane. And then it becomes the night and we see that cave again with Ogerpon in front of it. This is the key point in the trailer, even the music shows it. The music stops for a second and then it picks back up again when Ogerpon appears. In other words, our interactions with Kieran lead towards our encounter with Ogerpon. After this, we see what seems to be the player character in Carmine under attack, with Kieran obviously not being around. And the trailer ends with us going up the stairs to Kitakami Hall, a fight with Kieran, and then the Ogerpon mask dropping. But what does it all mean? Putting everything we know together, and the fact that Kieran wears an Ogerpon mask for the festival, shows that Kieran and Ogerpon are connected. This connection so far seems to be mostly thematic. It's very telling that the trailer starts with Ogerpon looking towards Kitakami Hall in the same way that Kieran looks towards us, having a conversation with Carmine, like it's an outcast. And this is very likely considering the legend of the Festival of Masks. It talks about how the Loyal Three are Pokemon who protected the land of Kitakami from an evil ogre. Due to the connection between Kieran and Ogerpon that the trailer is showing, I suspect that Ogerpon's story is probably going to mirror the evolution of Kieran we have observed during the first half of the trailer. Ogerpon is probably a very lonely Pokemon who lives far away from the people of Kitakami. It's possible that it befriended a human from Kitakami, although this is not necessary for the theory, and at some point felt jealousy over other Pokemon that trainer had. I suspect then that that's the point in which Ogerpon puts on the mask. No, nope, not that mask. I told you to stop thinking about that dream. Bad. Bad. Anyway, back on track. The thing about Ogerpon's mask is that it makes it look much more intimidating, at least in universe. In reality, it makes it look like another plush I'd like to buy. Remember what Kieran does once he feels jealous over you hanging out with Carmine? That's right, he does the thing that everyone in this franchise does to solve any conflict. He battles you. This must be what Ogerpon's intention is, to become a force that Kitakami fears in order to make them pay attention to him. However, it completely backfires because it causes everyone to hate Ogerpon and to want to drive him away instead. This behavior wouldn't be as strange as you would think. Some people do bad things because that's how they communicate that there's something wrong with them, that they want someone to pay attention to them. Sometimes they do it subconsciously too. I don't mean to glorify anything, but a lot of bullies do it because they themselves have family problems or because of some inferiority complex. That's what I think Ogerpon is doing. By threatening Kitakami, he tries to force them to pay attention to him, to fear him, even though in reality he's just a cute little guy. It's really self-destructive in a way. And Kieran is the same. Instead of talking to Carmine and you about how he feels, he bottles it up. He spies on you, he looks at you from the distance, he battles you, confirms his inferiority complex by being defeated, and then runs away. Towards this damn cave, I told you to pin it on the board. What this cave mostly symbolizes is isolation. Ogerpon and Kieran isolate because that's the way they cope with feelings of abandonment, and the terrestrialized form of Ogerpon in which the mask grows in size is probably playing into the symbolism as well. The mask growing means that he makes the wall between the outside world and what lies underneath the mask stronger. It makes it isolate more. And when you defeat Kieran and Ogerpon in the end, probably with the help of the Loyal Three, you make them remove the mask. You expose what lies underneath the mask to stop them from hiding their true self. You welcome them to be vulnerable with you. You become friends with them by telling them that they don't need to run away or hide. They can just be themselves. The teal mask can come off and everyone can be friends. Because the festival is not about the masks. It's about hanging out, cannibalizing on Driplin together and having fun. That's where the real treasure is. And that's what I suspect the story of the teal mask is going to be about. I'm planning to make a future video about what I think the story of the Indigo Disc is going to be, and also some theories about Area Zero that I have. I don't know how long I'll be making videos, I just want to throw my brain rot somewhere and defend the little dignity I have when I appear in a big PokeTuber video as being proven wrong live on camera. I'll be expecting my apology video on September 13th, TT. Wait, am I just Ogerpon? Did I put on the mask to hide my own inferiority complex? Am I Minecraft Dream?